Ever felt like your mind is a secret playground? It is, and it's called a thought experiment. Forget dusty textbooks. Think vibrant mental gardens where you cultivate curiosity, uprooting old beliefs and planting seeds of what if. These aren't just silly mind games, they're potent discovery tools revealing the very edge of what we understand. We're not escaping reality, but magnifying it with our imagination. Imagine how a little introspection can transform a tough day. It's not just thinking, it's exploring. Unlike physical experiments, bound by the real world, thought experiments are boundless. They roam wild in the what-if universe, navigating hypothetical realms, from a thought of a bucket spinning where the water seems to defy gravity, to theorize about absolute space, to a philosophical dilemma where a violinist's life is now dependent on your body. Even a hypothetical mouse munching on what might be the body of Christ in a church shakes our notions of faith, ethics, and knowledge. It's not the tools that matter, but the narratives we craft and the imaginations we unleash. These scenarios allow us to push the parameters of established theories to find cracks in logic and reveal assumptions. When you challenge norms, you create more wiggle room to navigate life with clarity and freedom. But thought experiments aren't just daydreaming. It's about simulating specific environments, not just visualizing them. We're not testing things, but exploring them. When Lucretius imagines a spear thrown into the edge of the universe, suddenly the universe seems a little smaller and weirder. It's about questioning appearances and seeing the what-ifs in our own lives. A challenge that helps us become dynamic navigators. These mental explorations can be grouped by their purpose. Are they for pure amusement, like in fiction? Or are they designed to challenge established philosophies, making us question their importance in our own daily lives? Or perhaps they're accelerators for complex ideas, a pathway to theory exploration? They all help us think differently, but how might your current thought process react when facing tough times? How can you use this mental exercise to grow every day? We can even dissect thought experiments by structure. Some refute claims by revealing overlooked possibilities, others take on divine concepts, while others are as simple as asking, what if things were slightly different? When you choose intuition over logic, you're creating a real-time scenario to challenge your outdated norms. Then, there's the purpose behind each experiment. Are they designed to destroy old concepts or build new ones? Destructive experiments, like Schrödinger's cat existing both alive and dead, are meant to push the boundaries of our perception. Constructive ones, like Newton's cannonball orbiting Earth, illuminate complex concepts we previously overlooked. Both, however, bring forth new forms of innovation and exploration that often feel untouched. Through history, these narratives shift with changing culture and knowledge. Ancient Greek philosophers explored theological concepts through experiments involving angels, while modern thinkers have challenged those older traditions. These modern changes have become more critical and have become a sort of evolution to older traditions by giving it new perspectives on how they are understood. These constant evolutions don't necessarily create better knowledge, but different viewpoints that are unique to individual experience. Some might choose a skeptical stance, while others might go full conceptual constructivism. Those mental excursions reveal much about an individual, where their perspectives and their understanding towards philosophical theories help shape that perspective. Instead of a single way of thinking, a balanced view creates multiple paths to solutions. This varied, seemingly contradictory thinking shapes the experimentalism approach. Thoughts are like simulated realities, and we draw on past memories and instincts. However, the argument view argues that these experiments are really just arguments based on real-world experiences using inference. Our thoughts should be grounded in logic and reason, rather than philosophical ramblings, preventing us from losing ourselves in non-reality. It's in this tension of extremes where we find new insights, forcing us to reevaluate our core beliefs and acting like a pendulum for a more centered perspective. Ultimately, thought experiments are guided by perception, not just cold logic. The mental model method uses mental simulations of realities to show us how they play out, allowing us to see our own reactions. Mary's color scientist thought experiment highlights how we often react from an emotional and not just logical base. By not dismissing feelings, we can create new paths for personal discovery. Sometimes, when a viewpoint doesn't need backing from facts, our thoughts are still meaningful by helping us understand our reactions. What do these introspections tell you about yourself? How can you apply these lessons, not just philosophically, but as real tools in your everyday journey? There's liberation in exploring possibilities, and that could shape views, decisions, and opinions. How do you interpret it all?